Okay, good evening again. I am very much optimistic that this will be the last time this will be happening. I do not know exactly what happened, why the system decided to go off. It looks like there's been a lot of challenges trying to stop this Zoom call this evening, but like they always say, nothing will happen. We're right here. We have to do everything that we can to ensure that we do this. Okay, so basically, um, we're back, and I'll crave your indulgence to please uh, mute your microphones when I'm done with the presentation again. I would ask you to unmute, and then we can go ahead with our first. Okay, sorry about what happened. I'm very sorry about what happened. Let's move on in earnest. Okay, so basically, like I was saying, all right, like I was saying, basically, what we have to do is what we have to do is always look for the high and the low of the previous week very quickly, high and the low of the previous week. Okay, and that's what we're looking out for. The high of the previous week, the low of the previous week. After you have selected your price, after you've selected your currency pair, right now we're looking at the GBP USD on the 4 hour time frame. Remember, you go to the 4 hour time frame to see the high of the week and the low of the week. When you've established the high and the lows of the week, then you go to the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart helps you to see the high of the previous day and the low of the previous day. And all you have to do is just draw, your trend line from the high of the previous day into the entire day to see exactly how far, price would behave. Okay, having established this, the next thing you're looking out for is the fact that you're waiting for price at this stage. Let's zoom. Okay, yes, you're waiting for price at this stage to either move up, to the high of the previous day or move down to the low of the previous day. Two conditions are what we're looking out for. If price moves up all the way to the high of the previous day, should it break this line, that's break or close above the line, we're waiting for a retest back, to this high, and then we're going for a buy as a continuation. All right. Should price not break above this line, the high of the previous day, even if we have a long week, all we are doing is to what? Sell that market back downwards. Okay. If price comes down to the low of the previous day, we're waiting for price to either break the low or close below the low, and then do a retest back to it, uh, which will now serve like a resistance back again, and then you sell back downwards. Should price not break above it, or should price not break below it and stay above it, as the body of the candle, then you look to buying this market back upwards. All right. Now that we've actually established that, back to what I was saying earlier as regards picking a new order. A new order is right here. That's the cursor right on this screen. You pick your new order right here concerning the currency pair. The moment you are on the currency pair, like GBP USD, I like it. I have AUD USD here. I have Euro USD and all. But if I come to the GBP USD pair, as it were, automatically when I click on the new order, okay, or which is also F9 particularly, okay, or no, well, let me just stick to this, which is just what? New order. Let's click on it. New order. Okay. The moment you click on the new order, the next thing you see is a dialog box like this, which you can actually adjust on your screen. You can see that I've picked it and I can adjust it on my screen. I've decided I want to sell this, to buy this market. Should price break above this, high of the previous day, done a retest and what? Price going back upwards. So I want to buy. When I buy or click on new order, I'm going for instant execution. Remember, it's either we take instant execution or we take pending orders. In this case, we're not taking pending orders because we have been studying the market. We have waited for the market to do what it had to do. Now we're about to jump into the market for that buy. So there's no need to do pending orders. It's instant execution. Where do you want to check that you're very much, you know the type of market that you're entering? You can see here, type of the market or type of the order, market execution. Some systems you see what instant execution. So we have either market execution or pending orders. When you click on the arrow to the right, the drop down to the right, all right, you see market execution or pending order, market execution or pending order. Some systems you will see instant execution, or pending order. So we ensure that it's on what? Market execution, because that's what we want as our execution for this market. After you've ensured that it's market execution that you have, selected, of course, remember that we said for every trade, you have to consider what you would lose or what you're willing to lose, before considering what you want to gain. In order to first consider what you want to lose in this market, one of the things you have control over is your leverage, is your lot size. How much you're about to leverage on this market, your lot size, how much you want to actually leverage on your broker, your lot size. Okay, so the lot size is also known as the volume. The lot size is also known as the volume. The lot size is also known as the volume. So you click on the drop down on the lot size or the volume, and you can see that we have quite a number of numbers here. 0.01, which is the least, 0.02, and those are people that are all trading what? Micro lot sizes. Micro lot sizes 0.01. This depending on your account size, depending on your capital. All right. When you have more capital to trade the mini lot sizes, then you start thinking of what? 0.10. It's not here, but you can always adjust it here. Remember, you can adjust it here. 0.10. That is the mini lot size. All right. You can adjust any number inside the volume. 0.20. That's the range of the mini lot sizes. 0.30. You can adjust it. All right. 0.40. But of course, if you're doing standard lot size, you're doing 1.0, all right? Or you can do what? 2.0, all the way you can do 5.0, okay? Don't do 50.0, 5.0, and all the way, all right? But if you want to stick to using micro lot sizes, then you're thinking of what? 0.01 or 0.05 and all the like. So let's say I pick 0.05. Okay, as my lot size, as my volume for this trade. Remember, I have picked market execution first. Now I am going to my lot size and of course the volume. I've confirmed, this is another place to confirm that you're on the right currency pair, because sometimes when you're in the market, body they hot, your head is not calculating very well, things like that. Okay, so what do you have to do? You have to confirm that this is the right currency pair. In case you're not on the right currency pair, you can click here to be sure that you have picked the right currency pair. But automatically, like I said, if you've highlighted on your chart by picking on the chart, GBP USD, when you click on new order while on that chart, that is what, the order would reflect right on top here. So first things first, market execution is what we're going for. You change your volume or your lot sizes right here. Leave your stop losses and your take profits for now, because you just want to jump into the market. The time when you start to enter stop losses and take profits, even before you click on buy or sell, is when you're placing your pending orders. But for market execution, you want to take advantage of the ask and the bid prices. You want to take advantage of the spread. You want to take advantage of what level you've decided to enter the market. You don't want to enter too late or too early. Okay, so you leave your stop loss, you leave your take profits. The reason why you're leaving those is that you can always modify these parameters. You can always modify these parameters when you have placed your orders. You can always modify these parameters. But the only thing that you must first control in terms of the loss that you need to make is your volume and your lot size, which we've learned here. You can adjust it by picking, and if you don't see the number, you type in the number that you want, 0.10, 0.01, 0. Or 1.0, and all the likes. So I have picked 0.05, as the lot size. So we decided I wanted to buy this market, right? We've decided I want to buy this market. So the only thing required of us to do is to click either buy or sell. But we've decided to buy the market. So all I just do is just click on buy. And ladies and gentlemen, boom, you hear that sound. That sound is a common sound that you hear when traders have placed their trades. Okay, if you want to see, what is happening, basically you can just highlight this bar here, under your chart, and raise it up to see the trades that you're entering and how it's running. Okay, you know your balance will be here, reflected here. All right, your equity is what is left of your balance now that you have entered what? A trade. You know, when you're in loss, it will be reading, your equity will be changing. When you're in profit, your equity also will be increasing in value added to your balance. So most of the time, your potential take profit or loss is always reflected in your equity. It will show you how much, if you close the trade now, what your balance will be and what your loss will be. For example, right now, I'm in negative minus $1.1, and that's because that's because the broker has taken its spread. When you enter a trade, remember the broker always takes their spread. So now that I'm in negative $1.10. Right now, my balance before I took this trade was 4,929.70 cents. But my equity is reading 4,928.70, based on the fact that the trade is running in earnest. Okay, so you can see the line here, buy 0.05. That tells you that that's the volume that you have bought, and that tells you the kind of trade that you have placed, whether it's a buy or a sell. You can see the cursor right here. You can see the cursor, my cursor right here. Okay, can we see the cursor on the screen? All right, so that tells you the market, what you did in the market. I bought. That's why there's a buy reflected on this line, this green line, green dotted line, and it means I bought the market at this certain price. Okay, and if you come down to this box down here, you can see that my order has been taken. All right, this is the order number. This is the time I took the order. I took the order at about what? Going by my time here, that's the time. I've not set the time on this broker. That's why. But I bought the market. I used this lot size. They say the currency pair I bought is GBP USD. I bought it at this exact price. Remember, our stop loss values and take profit values are 0.00 at the moment because we have not modified. Okay, and then of course the price is still very much here. Okay, so good. You can see commission, you can see swap. Commissions are the kind of that works with the broker. I mean, the kind of broker that you're using. For example, the kind of account you've opened. If you have opened a no spread account, then they would charge you commission. Okay, a no spread account. That means an account whereby when you take a trade, there is no spread on it. Then of course it will be charging you commission reading here. But of course, this is swap. Swap is for those that are on the long trades that have spanned days. So for every day, the broker actually charges you some amount of money. It's a swap figure. All right. When this trade enters into tomorrow, you will see a figure here. The figure here will be deducted from my running profit. Do you understand that? And that's how it works. So we place a buy trade here. All right. And it's reading. Now you can see that I am in negative 20 cents. I was a negative $1.10 before, but I am in negative 25 cents. And market seems to be moving in my favor. So now you want to consider what should be my stop loss. What should be my stop loss? What should be my stop loss? What should be my take profit? What should be my stop loss? That's where you begin to modify the market. I have placed the trade. I want to modify the market. Should, in case you want to even place multiple trades again, like enter this trade again, all you have to do is come back again to what? Your new order. And then, of course, since you've already picked your volume, the last volume you enter would always be what will remain there, which is why you have to be careful. Don't always assume that, the last trade I placed, I used 0.01, and the next trade, maybe you want to increase your lot to 0.02. If you don't adjust it here, then it will still place it at 0.01. Do we understand that? So basically, when you place a new order, even though that order is running, you place another one. If it's the same lot size, you do it here. If you want to adjust the lot size, you adjust it here. For example, maybe I want to place two entries. All right, one at 0.05, the other at 0.03. What do? I place the other lot size at 0.03, and then I do what? I buy again. Boom. We can hear it. Okay, we buy again. It's because they are so close. That's why you cannot see the 0.03 here, and you can only see the 0.05. They are very, very close. Okay, so basically I'm going to close the one with 0.03, and that's because I need to show you something on the screen, and I don't want anything to interfere with what I've already. So to close a trade, Now that I've bought the market, I will still come back to tell you how to close a trade. But one of the fast ways to close a trade is when you come to the currency pair that you are trading. I can see two here. I'll come down to the extreme right. There's an X where my, the cursor has turned into a finger here. All right, come down. All right, my cursor has turned into a finger here. I'll click on the X, and the moment I click on it, it will close. It will what? Close the trade. All right, let me see another. I want to place another trade so that you understand what I mean by what I'm saying. I place the third trade. So I want to close the middle one here, 0.03 GBP USD. I can do a fast close here by clicking on this, close, and it has closed. But for people that are using the system for the first time, what will happen is that when you click on that X for a fast close, which is a fast way to, let's say the market is going against you, it's going in your favor, and you want to quickly take something, that's a fast place to go and close it. If you click on that X button to the right, it will ask you to bring a dialog box, right on your screen, asking you, do you want to be closing your market this way? You click on you check it and you click on yes, and then you now close it again. From that point on, it's something you do only once. You start to close your market like that. Or if I want to close this one and I don't want to close it here at this X, because sometimes markets can just rearrange itself. I'll go and close the wrong one. So what do I want to do? I would what? Double click. I would double click on this one. Okay, I will double click on that trade. The moment I double click on it, it gives me the opportunity to modify it. Can you see? It came up with it. This is the trade that is running. All right, this is the GBP USD 0.03. This is the trade that is running. When I double click, it gives me an opportunity to modify it. Modifying it means that I can now enter my stop loss, take profit, or I can actually, okay, moving forward, I can also close. But to close, I was going to show you close. To close on it, I will right click on the price action down there, and you can see no order, close order, modify order. So let's say I want to close it. I just click on close and it closes. Do we understand that? And it just closes. But for this one that we want to modify, okay, two ways you can modify your trade by entering your stop loss and your take profit. Two ways. I can either double click on it. If I double click on it, I have the opportunity to modify. Modify means I would enter my stop loss and I'll enter my take profit and I'm good to go. Enter my stop loss, enter my take profit, and I'm good to go. All right. So we establish our stop loss and our take profit. Let's say I want to check for my stop loss and my take profit. I will use my crosshair tool. What is my crosshair tool? It's right here, the one beside this arrow. This is my crosshair tool. I click on it and then it appears right here. I come to where price is, okay, and I put it down there and I drag all the way. Can you see the number of pips, is adjusting. Let's say I want to go for 30 pips, okay? It might not be accurate, but I will say that, 30 pips is giving me a price of 1.2558. Can you see? I'm going for 30 pips. 1.2558 is the price. There are three numbers you see, when you're dragging like that. You see the number of pips. In fact, you see the particular candle that you're on. You see the number of pips. You can see 31 pips. Remember the last figure there is a pipette. This 30 pips. All right, 30 pips and 3 pipettes. So 30 pips, 3 pipettes. The price is at 1.25581. 1.25581 or 2558. You don't pay attention to the pipette. 1.2558. All right, so that's my TP. All right, 1.2558. So I release the crosshair. I come to modify by double clicking, and I come to take profit here, 1.2558. Okay, one of the fastest ways when you see numbers here is to just click on this so that it shows you a number here. But 1.25, I adjust it here, 580. Okay, 1.2558. All right, if I don't want to click, I can click on 0 and then enter it manually, 1.25580. And then I click on modify. Boom. And you can see take profit has been set up here. So when market actually comes to that level, then of course I can now get out of the market very quickly. If I want to set my stop loss, I can use the crosshair tool as well and say that I want to what come to where price is, okay, and then what pull down, and maybe my stop loss should not be more than 10 pips. You can see that's 10 pips. Okay, at 10 pips, the price is 1.2516. 1.2516. Okay, so I double click again, 1.2516. I enter it here, 1.2516, and I click modify. Boom. So you can see, after modified, I can see my stop loss SL right here because I am buying. You can see my take profit right here because I am what? Buying. Buying, take profit to be above, stop loss will be below. Buying, take profit to be above, your stop loss will be below. So this is how to what? Set your take profit and your stop loss and execute a instant market execution. So it's just that simple. You start to see a color here showing what? This deep pink when price is getting close to your stop loss. The moment price is getting close to your take profit, you would see a green. This take profit price here will change to green, meaning we're about to make it. We're about to make it. Okay, so that's the way it works. Another way to set your TPs, as it were, let's modify. Let's double click here. Another way is that I will change all of this back to 0. I'll change all of this back to 0. Okay, modify. That means I've removed all the stop losses and the take profits. Okay, another way to quickly do that is that you would put your cursor on where price is. You can see it's giving you drag to modify, drag to modify. So I hold it down and then I drag. You can see that brought a red line and it's calculating peaks. If you go to the extreme left of where price is on your screen, you know, you can see 12 pips reading, all right, 13 pips, 14, 15, as I'm taking it up, 20 pips. So I'm going to what? Let's say I'm going to 40 pips now. I will keep dragging it up. Okay, this is 40 pips, 40 pips and 5 pipettes. I will just release my cursor on my laptop, and then voila, it has modified it automatically. So I don't need to necessarily enter the figures here. All right, if I want to do my stop loss, what do? Same thing, drag to modify. I put my cursor on the price, drag to modify, and then I drag downwards, I pull downwards. I'm going for 10 pips. Right now it's showing, or let's go, I'm going for 15 pips. Minus 14, minus 15, and 1 pipette, and I release. In fact, the beautiful thing is that if you also look, you know, closely, it's telling you the amount of dollars that you will be losing. So it's told me now that if this market goes against me, there is minus $7.55 that I can lose. And then I drop, boom. If I put the cursor here on this line, it will tell me the profit. Can you see? I've dragged to modify. Profit is potentially 40 pips, and I'm potentially waiting for $20.25. All right, if I put my cursor on the stop loss, it's telling me that negative 15 pips is what I have picked, and potential loss is what? $7.55. So that's how you place your orders. That's how you modify your orders. You place your orders by clicking on new order right here. Okay, place your trade, buy or you sell, same thing. All right, we've just done that for a buy. If you want to sell, all right, we do the same thing. So let's go, and then to modify, you double click on the price here to modify. You double click here, and you can enter your figures here for your stop loss. You can enter your figures here for your take profit, and you click on modify, boom, and you're good to go. All right. So let's say I want to place a trade for AUD USD on the 1 hour time frame too as well, and I want to place a sell. I go to new order. I go to new order, new order. All right. And then of course I confirm that I'm on AUD USD, and then volume. Do I want 0.03 or do I want 0.05 or 1.0? Anyone. I pick it. Market execution is highlighted. I sell by the market. Boom. That's the sound. Okay. And 2 ways for me to modify this trade is to what? Place a cursor on the drag to modify, and stop loss this time around will be above because I am selling. Stop loss will be above because I am selling. I'm selling that and hoping that price will drop. So my stop loss will be above. So I put my cursor here and I drag on the price and I drag. How many pips am I going for? If you look at the extreme left, you can see the reading. Right now, this is what? Minus what? 25 pips. And I'm potentially supposed to lose $252. I drop it. Boom. All right. If I put the cursor on it, it tells me how much I'm willing to lose. Minus 25 pips, minus, and I'm potentially supposed to lose $252. All right, I want to make profit. I put the cursor on the price, drag to modify, and I pull downwards. All right, downwards. I can see that if I'm going for, say, 30 pips, okay, from what I see here, or 31 pips, price, or 32 pips, price is at what? Positive 324 what? Dollars, and profit, and I drop. Boom. That's the way it works. Or I use my crosshair right here, come to where price is, and then I drag up to calculate price manually. Okay, and if I'm going for, say, 15 pips or what? Yeah, 15 pips of stop loss, that's 0.6994, 0.6994. All right, I've noted that stop loss should be 0.6994. I will now double click on what? The currency pair. Remember, it's AUD USD. Double click on it, and then I would adjust the stop loss. But because I've not canceled the other one, that is why. All right. All right. So let me say I cancel. Okay. Sorry. I'll right click on it to modify or delete, and you can delete an order. All right. So let's say I've changed all of these. Okay. And I would come back to the crosshair. This can still be on the screen while my crosshair is working. So I can drag up. Okay, I want to lose only 12 pips, 0.6991. I quickly enter it, 0.6991. All right, and then what? I modify. Okay, boom. All right, price has adjusted back, it has modified. Okay, and then of course I want to adjust for take profits too manually. Or I go to modify by right clicking. It shows me here. I take my cursor here, and then I drag from here. I want to take profit at just 20 pips, or 20, yeah, 20 pips, 0.6958. All right, and then I go to 6958, and I click modify, and then price modifies itself. So that's how it works. All right, when you place a buy and you place a sell, you would right click on where price is. When you right click on it, you pick modify, or you can delete the order, and then you enter your stop loss and you take profit, and you modify, and you're good to go. Or if you want to close the trade, you can simply press on the X here to the extreme right. All right, and you place your or you close your trade like this one. I can close it, boom, and it's all gone. All right, so that's it, and that's all for the recording. For those on the Zoom currently now, I would ask you to log out and log back in another, about 2 to 3 minutes, so we can start to take questions. I'll take a few questions before we call it a night. But for those watching this right now, you have the opportunity to actually watch this video over and over and over again, because this is going to time out very, very soon. I have less than 1 minute, 30 seconds left. But I hope I've been able to help out with placing instant market execution. Remember, if it was a pending order, click on the new order. You click on what? Pending order. When you click on pending order, you now come to what? The type of pending order you want to pick. All right. Am I clicking on buy limits or sell limits, buy stop or sell stop? You pick the one. When you enter buy limit, sell stop, then this is where you now adjust your stop losses and your take profits. All right. If you don't enter the stop losses and your take profits, you can always go back to modify after. So after you've clicked on buy limit or buy stop, sell stop, and all of that, you just place it as it were by clicking on the place order, and then you're good to go. All right, that's the way it works. So you enter your stop loss, you enter your take profit, and then you can enter the price you want to enter the market at. So pending order, I want to enter the market, at 0. Something. So let's say I want to enter the market at 0.6979. I just enter 0.6960, and then I place it. Boom. So I'm saying that when market comes here, you pick me up here, and then we just ride on. So that's a pending order, but pending orders are for later. We're sticking to our, of course, we're sticking to our instant market execution. Thank you very much, guys. Watch this video over and over again, and then I'm sure you'll be good to go. Ask your questions on the group, and we're good to go. For those on the Zoom call, join back in a few minutes so I can take your questions.